Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Bonin Presents the Culture. I'm your host, Bonin. And today we have yet another very special guest, somebody who I would say hip hop affects their life pretty directly in their direction and how they conduct themselves in their business ventures, even, you may say. I have Tanner from Soul Serum in here today. How you doing, Tanner?
I'm good.
Good.
Glad to be on this podcast for the first time.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad the Twitter DMs worked. You know what I mean?
Always, bro. I'm always looking to connect with people and like-minded people and talk about important subjects.
Yeah. So Tanner is the head, the owner.
I'm the co-founder of Soul Serum. Me and my best friend from high school. His name's Connor Scyther. We both went into this together. We co-founded it, and we're both we call each other co-founder and owner of Soul Serum.
And for the people at home who don't know, now correct me if I'm wrong. I would call Soul Serum a platform for local artists.
Yeah, for lack of a better term.
Just a platform, because you do a little bit of everything, right?
That's kind of like what I tell people. It's a platform. Like if you don't really know like the music business side of like everything I just say, we're a platform. We're just trying to like give a spotlight to artists that we think really deserve it and really like. But if you want to get into like deeper detail, what we really are, it's like we're a multimedia business. Like we're like a music promotion business, event coordination. We're even getting into like artist development, like music videos, blogging. We have our own merch, like we have our merchandise, like literally full out clothing line, all under the brand of like Soul Serum, and we're kind of like doing like as much as we can, but we're getting more like focused in each avenue, and each avenue has like its own. Some avenues can be monetizable, but other avenues like music videos and whatnot are like for just like branding purposes and artist development. It's just like a whole lot of stuff that we're trying to do.
I was gonna say, man, that sounds like a lot. It sounds like you have a lot going on with Soul Serum.
And I can only do so. We can only do so much because we're still in school.
Yeah.
I'm still in school. My best friend Connor, he just graduated last semester.
Yeah.
And like everybody that like, I don't say people work for me. They work with me. Like everybody's my partner.
Yeah.
They like we all still got. Like everybody, we're all still like young, and we're still in college, and we're still, like everybody's got jobs and everything.
I think it's interesting. You all still, even though you're still in college and you have all this on your plate, I feel like you all have a really good presence in the scene. You know what I mean?
I think so too.
Recently, my roommate went to a show. I think was it at the Thompson House, like Lucky, Steve Cannon, and all that. I was at work, so I couldn't go, but like it looked awesome. Like it looked like you all had a really good turnout for that concert.
Yeah. See, like the thing with me is like I pretty much am the one that has had like the vision for Soul Serum like from the beginning, like even before we had like a name for it. Like
so when did this start, by the way?
Okay,
give us the origin story real quick.
Okay, so really like my interest for like doing a platform like this, like I didn't even know I wanted to do like. All the shit that I just explained to you that we're doing, like I had no idea we'd be doing that. All this stuff, like a year, like this day last year. Like
you had no idea.
I really just wanted to throw shows.
Yeah,
like, that's all I wanted to do. Like I've been a fan of hip hop, like for God knows how long. And as soon as I got like out of high school into college, like I wanted to start going to like shows.
Yeah.
So. In Cincinnati, like artists don't come here, like really.
That's
true.
Like it's a pass-through city.
They don't. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like people don't like you get it at, like, and when it happens, like it's pretty cool, but like it's not like
it's also cities. On like a Thursday night or a Wednesday night or something.
It's not like I don't know. It's just whatever. But like I, as a fan, like I would go out of the city. I would go to different shows and festivals. I love music festivals, specifically Rolling Loud. I've been to Rolling Loud the last 2 years in Miami. And like the first year I went to Rolling Loud was in 2017. That summer was like when it like really hit me. I was just, and I walked in. You walk into the Bayfront Stadium, 40,000 people at this big ass hip hop everybody's here for that reason.
Yes,
hip hop.
exactly. It's
Everybody
hip-hop.
just loves it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and you don't know how many people like 40,000 people is
Dude, that's a lot of fucking people.
when you get there.
Yeah.
And I'm just
yeah.
like, I'm looking around. I'm like, dude, like it just like opened my eye for like I obviously I'm there to have fun and like rage. Like I love pushing myself up front and just going crazy and like decking kids in the mosh pit and whatnot. But like it like opened my eye. I'm like what if I could like throw a show like this?
Yeah.
What if I could one day build a festival like this? And I just like kind of like piqued my interest. Like I've always went to shows and stuff. I
Yeah.
never really thought about throwing a show. And then I got there and I was just like, and like everybody, all the artists, like whenever I go to Rolling Loud, like I have a full schedule. Like I'm seeing this person at this stage at this time,
Yep.
this person at this time. I'm just going back and forth. Like
Yeah.
I'm always like so organized and so like I'm so tapped into like the new wave and like in the culture of like all hip hop and where it's going and stuff. I'm
Yeah.
just like, it just like hit me one day. I'm just like, why don't I like try to invest myself and
Absolutely.
try to like build like a business around it? And I've already like, and I've seen other like businesses like you seen pop off like 2016, 2017, like you got No Jumper, and you
Yep.
got like Lyrical Lemonade, and you got these
Yeah.
other platforms that are kind of
Yeah.
doing their own little niche of like
And
different
they're
things.
part of the reason why this is happening right now. Anyway, like they're
Exactly.
huge inspirations to me too.
Exactly.
So
And it's just like, and like, I just ask myself like, why can't I do it? Like, there's nobody around in this
Absolutely.
area in Cincinnati doing it.
True.
Like, that's part of the reason why I started. Like, that's why I said I want to throw shows. Like, I want to bring that culture, that like dope artists here to
Yeah.
Cincinnati. And
Yeah.
going back, like that show, the Lucky Show, was like my first big, like,
I mean,
like get like you
yeah.
know like Lucky.
so yeah, you had some local artists on there, but I mean, like having
Yeah.
somebody like Steve Cannon, somebody like Lucky, like people who
Yeah.
definitely probably would not come to Cincinnati,
Yeah.
like without you all throwing
Yeah,
that show.
I mean,
like that's
since-
pretty big.
For sure. Lucky would never come here unless, because I'm connected with Lucky through, I don't know if you've heard of Lil Lowski. He's from Cincinnati. He's under the same management
Okay.
as Lucky.
Okay. Gotcha.
And me and Lowski are like really good friends. Like he's made music with some of my friends.
Yeah.
He's on the rise too. He's from Cincinnati. So like that's kind of how I became like mutual like connection with Lucky, and we
Yeah.
kind of just like made it happen. But if like I never had that connection, Lucky would never come
Yeah.
to Cincinnati.
So let's backtrack a little bit. We got a little sidetrack because I
Yeah.
so this is how we start every show pretty much. What is your earliest memory of hip hop? Because for me, my earliest memory of hip hop, my earliest memory of music is "Go DJ" by Lil Wayne. Like
Go
that's the
DJ?
first song that I can like remember, like maybe not comprehending, but like I have the memory. I like know I listened to that song as a little kid because like my brother would listen to it.
Yeah.
But so it's always been there for me, like whether I knew it or not. So
Yeah.
for you, what's your earliest like interaction or memory with hip hop?
Oh, I see. Like when I was younger, like my mom and my dad, like hip hop was like still like obviously like it's been a thing, but it wasn't like it's not like it is now
No.
in 2019. Like
Yeah.
as like into like all like
Actual
every
mainstream.
yeah everything that we do.
Yeah.
So like my parents kind of like kept me like away from hip hop and rap music, you know.
Understandable.
And but it doesn't mean I didn't listen to it. Like
Yeah.
I got into it. Like I'd say my earliest memory would be listening to like Riding Dirty by Chameleonaire and Soul Survivor, Akon.
My
Young
brother
Jeezy.
definitely had that Chameleonaire CD
Yeah.
as a side
I don't know,
note.
like that just stands out to me. Maybe some like early Eminem. Like I started getting to Eminem a little later, but
Yeah.
like that's just like that had to be like 4th or 5th grade.
That's what I was gonna say.
Like-
On one of the previous podcasts, we talked about like I have vivid memories of the 5th grade dance of "Crank That Soldier Boy" playing. Like
Okay.
vivid memories of that.
Okay, so 6th grade, like I would say my 6th grade year was when I started like I would get on LimeWire and I would
Yup.
get on like the YouTube to MP3 and I would just download shit to my iPod Nano. I would go. My favorite blog back in the day was DJ Booth. I would go on DJ Booth every day after school, and they had like a new and hot list of like 25 songs. I would click on the link, listen to that song, hear it the first 10 seconds, and I would listen to it, see if I liked it. If I didn't like it, I'll go to the next one.
Yeah,
Listen to the
yeah.
first 15 seconds, hear if I like it, go to the next one. And that's how I would like pick up on like new music coming out on like blogs before like social media was like even a thing.
Do you do that with music now? Because I'll do that
Yeah.
sometimes, unless it's like an artist that I know, like I'm gonna listen to this album, like and like I've been waiting for it. I'll listen to the whole album. But if it's somebody that I'm kind of wishy-washy on, I'll give it like a good 15 20 seconds, and like if I
Yeah.
can't like fuck with the beat, like, and sometimes I miss songs like that, I'm not gonna lie, like
Yeah.
I've definitely gone back on mixtapes and been like, oh, this song's actually hot.
Yeah.
Like, but I feel like part of it is also there's so much music now
Yeah.
being dropped every
It's just
single
the
day.
internet
like,
is so fast
everybody-
nowadays, and it's so hard for like as a fan to like digest music nowadays.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just like some songs are just like ahead of their time and they hit later on.
Yeah.
Some songs are just a trend. Like
True.
they're hot for like 3 months and then they die off. Like
Yeah.
it's just like I don't know. You kind of like digest it when at certain times in your life when like you're like subconsciously like ready for
Yeah.
it. I don't know. It's
No,
just like
that's
and
what
like the
happened.
media pushes like different media outlets and different things happen to where it just like pushes it in your
Yeah.
face and like your friends catch on to things. Like
Yeah.
it's a lot of things that go on for you to like music.
I didn't when I remember when Yeezus first came out, totally over my head, like did not like
Yeah.
fuck with the
Had
album at all.
Uses a
And
fire album.
yo,
bro.
and then like 2 years ago, I remember just being like, because I would say I listen to music now, or at least recently, way differently than I listened to
Yeah.
music like when that was coming out. So I listened to it like
means
a
you're
year
growing.
or two ago. Yeah, exactly. And I was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
this low key.
It
like,
hits different.
I
bro.
don't. It's not his. For me, it's not his top album, but it's like top 3 for me, easy. Might be top 2. I don't
Yeezus
know.
is crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I don't know. I think Yeezus was like we're getting a little off track, but like Yeezus was kind of like a lot of it was like inspired by like him bringing in like Travis Scott and like
Yeah.
playing with all those crazy new like
Yeah.
futuristic
Very
type of sounds.
abrasive. It's very industrial.
Yeah,
it's
it's
just
awesome.
like the certain sounds and certain moods and tones he brings out on it. It's just like it's completely different. It's a complete left turn
Yeah.
than anything else that he made.
crazy.
Like, but yeah, shout out Kanye West.
Goat.
So, yeah, man, I've kind of sort of strayed away from talking about him on here, just not for any particular, well, I guess for a particular reason. Like, I love Kanye West, like sonically, musically, like nobody can fuck with him.
Yeah.
Fashion wise, culture wise, like I would even say he's probably partially why I'm doing this too. I just when he starts endorsing things that I personally don't agree
Yeah.
with and acting crazy on Twitter, which like he's been doing for years, and I get that, but like it's just sometimes it makes it hard to be a fan. Like
Yeah.
and that's a constant struggle. I mean, you can say that. I mean, like look at all the stuff about Michael Jackson that's coming out right now, like with the Leaving Neverland. Like
Yeah.
I love Michael Jackson's music, but like
I don't know. It's just
man,
like
it's tough to
for me personally. At the end of the day, like I separate the music
Mhm.
and the art
Yeah.
like from the person. Like just because Michael, like all the stuff's coming out about Michael Jackson, you
Yeah.
can't just say he didn't make amazing music.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like he did.
Absolutely.
It doesn't. Now I'm not giving it justice that he's doing all that shit. It's
Yeah.
completely wrong, and everything that happened.
But you can't
But
deny it.
But can't deny it.
You can't
No,
deny-
you can't. But you also can't deny how great of a musician
Yeah,
he was.
absolutely. Absolutely.
And you also can't deny the fact that he's also dead, and
Yeah,
he can't
that's
defend.
true.
He can't defend himself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Same thing that's came out with XXX Tentacion,
Yeah,
one of my
yeah.
favorite artists. Like any controversial artist like that that's like passed away.
Yeah,
can't defend
they
themselves.
Can't defend themselves, which is really tough. Like, I don't know. I think some of that stuff is kind of. I mean, I don't know. It's definitely subjective. It's definitely to each their own. Like, I think mostly I can separate the art from the artist, especially after they're dead. Like you said, they can't defend themselves. It's hard to kind of like
Yeah.
if you can't get their own personal input. Like, of course, their estate, their family's gonna deny
Yeah.
it, whatever. But like,
And at the
you
end of the
can't hear
day,
from
like
them.
I don't know any of these artists personally.
True, that's a good point.
You know, like people want to hate on like Kanye West and
yeah,
going crazy on Twitter and whatnot,
Yeah.
but it's like we don't know where this is stemming from. Like we
Yeah.
don't know what's going on with him personally.
and
like,
that's the other thing
he's
too.
been he's
like,
been a lot. Like he's on such a pedestal.
mhm.
Like Kanye is like literally like on such a pedestal to where like the whole world is just like looking at him. There's a lot
Yeah.
of pressures of being like that big,
And
that
he's
famous.
also married to somebody who's on an even higher pedestal.
Exactly.
You could even argue like
It's just I don't know.
Yeah.
The normal person couldn't handle what he's doing.
Absolutely not.
And I feel like
absolutely
for us to expect this man to be like
perfect,
perfect, like the best role model for kids ever is just like we're asking like way too much of these people. Like because at the end of the day they're just like me and you. They're just and they're just insanely creative. But like I think people like me and you could put in the work, and I don't know if we could be as big as Kanye West one day, but if we put in the work and constantly we're looking to use our creative gifts in like in a
positive manner.
Exactly. Like
that,
we could eventually have a good influence, not at the extent of Kanye West, you know,
because that's a once in a lifetime.
That's
thing,
a different level,
you know what I mean?
but like it's always levels to this shit, you know.
Shout out Meek Mill. It's always levels. To this shit. Okay, so we talked about your early memories of hip hop, and I want to get back into Soul Serum a little bit later.
Okay.
But obviously, why we're here is because we're talking about hip hop being this dominant cultural force. You know what I mean? The way that I've been explaining it so far is, I mean, you can look at music, like, I mean, from country music to like Latin pop music to like everything, like there's certain flows, certain drum patterns from hip hop. Fashion is a huge thing, hip hop being a huge influence in fashion right now. Even like in celebrity, like in people who play sports, people who play basketball, football, baseball, like they all want to be rappers. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I don't think that has ever been more prominent than it is now. And I mean, even I would argue since 2012-ish was like when it started to really, really bubble and get kind of crazy. And now it's like this huge, it is mainstream now.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still underground artists, obviously, and there always will be, but the influence of the culture of hip hop, I don't think has ever been more prevalent. So why do you think that is? I'm not expecting you to give me the end all be all answer.
I can give a couple, like, what I think, really. Yeah. Like, I think, like, social media has a lot to do with it. It's just in your face all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, we talked about Soulja Boy. Like back in the MySpace days, you know, like his story of how Soulja Boy, like Crank That Soulja Boy got big.
Yeah.
Like he would put like a Britney Spears song, and then when you click on it, it's Crank That Soulja Boy, and
That's so fucking smart.
Yeah, and people would listen to it, and eventually caught on and got big, and he would direct people to his MySpace, and his MySpace video of the Crank That Soulja Boy got huge, and ended up getting a record deal.
My biggest goal for this podcast is get Big Draco on here. Big Draco, hit me up. Hit me up. I'm trying to interview you, dude. I'll do a whole episode for you. Anywho, but yeah, no, you're right. I mean, I think social media or even just the internet, period, giving it such an easier gate to making hip hop.
It's so easy.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like he kind of like started that, and like all like the rappers, the quote unquote SoundCloud rappers nowadays.
Yeah.
And like,
how do you feel about that term, by the way?
Bro, like I mean, I think that thing is like kind of died down as of recently because
definitely.
SoundCloud's not as what it is, but that's a whole different.
It's not. I mean, there was definitely a moment like where it was like real raw and real
2015 to like 2018.
Yeah,
2017.
Sure.
Was when it was really popping. But
I also hate the term mumble rapper.
Yeah, it's just like people just like putting people in boxes.
Yeah, exactly.
But like your favorite artist that you listen to that might not even be a rapper has music on SoundCloud.
Yeah,
they just put SoundCloud rapper because they just want to put somebody in a category. They got
Chance the Rapper a SoundCloud rapper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's like where his whole career started.
Yeah,
like,
nobody people that have music on Spotify, Apple Music, they don't say they're Spotify rappers or Apple Music rappers.
Absolutely,
you know, or Amazon Music rappers, Tidal rappers. Like, come on.
Yeah,
YouTube rappers. Like, it's. If the medium of SoundCloud is working to get your music out there, then you should triple, quadruple down and keep doing that. If that's where your audience is, now it's more Spotify and SoundCloud. SoundCloud's still relevant. It's just not like it doesn't have like that.
Well, I think it's starting to become easier for people to put their music out on like the major platforms. You know
for sure, and that's awesome.
Yeah,
it's so cool to like. I remember like. Before I even started Soul Serum, like I don't know if you've heard of Pango. That's like one of my friends that makes music. Like back in 2016 when he first started making music, I think it was 2016, maybe early 2017. he put his first song from SoundCloud on like his bigger hit onto Apple Music and Spotify. Like to see my friend's music on there for the first time, I was like, this is pretty sick.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
and I can mix his music with all the music that I listen to and put him in my playlist. I was just like, this is dope. And like, just like for like independent artists to be able to use distribution platforms to be able to get their music on all platforms, not just SoundCloud, is dope.
Yeah. I know I feel the same way about this podcast. First of all, it's super easy to get a podcast on like Apple Podcasts and Google Play and Stitcher. It actually costs money to put it on Spotify, so I haven't done that yet. But my roommate tells me, he's like, yo, I get the notification when you like upload a podcast, like it's like Clay Bonin, da 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 da. And like, I'm not gonna lie, man, it's fucking sick. Like it makes me feel really cool to do that. And I can like actually looking at the analytics of my podcast and everything, like
it's awesome.
It's just to bring it back to what we were talking about, like the internet is just making it so much better, so much easier rather to get an in, especially for creative people.
Oh yeah.
Because now you don't have to go through labels, through executives, through these huge companies. Like, yo, like just upload it to YouTube, just upload it to SoundCloud.
Anybody trying to do that stuff, like you don't have like, I know people still pay for like artists like go pay for like studio time and stuff, but you don't have to. You can get a mic. You can get a mic and get a bedroom studio and make just as quality music as somebody in a studio. It just depends on the producers, your engineer, like
that's
and
what
how
I
you
think
play
is
with
interesting
sounds.
too. Like when rappers will post pictures of them, like not even at the studio, but like on their hotel bed, like with a mic stand and just like the little like
you see
cover,
big time
like,
rappers still like when they're out of town or something and they're on tour, you see them in the hotel room still recording and setting it up. Like it's
That's
dope.
so crazy to me. I remember. Have you ever seen the Lil Wayne documentary, The Carter? It's like from right around when Carter 3 came out. But like that's what he does. Like, cause like obviously like Lil Wayne doesn't write anything. Like he's just like in his hotel room rapping, and then he'll be like, wait, stop that. Hit the button, run it back, and then rap. Like that's just like his grind. I don't know.
He's a goat.
Rad. Yeah, I love Lil Wayne.
Freestyling's crazy.
I love Lil Wayne. So social media and the internet definitely a huge part of why hip hop is where it is and as big as it is now. I also had somebody last week or 2 weeks ago brought up the point of like kind of like the rebellious aspect of hip hop.
100%.
You know what I mean?
That's what I think like the SoundCloud era kind of brought was like I don't give a fuck about these. Yeah, it is punk music. I try to tell my dad that
it's hip hop's punk music.
It stemmed from punk rock. And that
absolutely.
Like the grunge era, like that type of like that's where like the rage and the mosh pits come from. Like there was no like mosh pits and kids decking each other in the pit before 2010 in rap. Really, like you watch videos of like Eminem, like 50 Cent, Jay-Z, like. I always like pay my homage to the greats that paved the way for the guys nowadays, but like they're just on stage like
exactly.
And the whole crowd's doing this, like you know what I'm saying, like, but that's cool, like that's what their era was like, and it was a different time, but now like there's 15-year-old kids that want to go and
fucking punch people,
take their shirts off and just fucking deck the next 15-year-old kid next to them to some freaking Playboy Cardi or some like
so that's what I was gonna say. I went to the Cardi concert in Columbus.
I was there.
Yo, okay, all right, the rowdiest concert I've ever been to by far, like not even a question. Like it was like real deal, like wild.
That was the fourth time I've seen him. Dude, he's my favorite by far. That's my favorite artist.
I love Cardi so much. We could do a whole 40 minutes on Cardi, honestly.
More than that.
but yeah, no, I feel like he's now that I'm thinking about it, in like 5 years, I think we'll talk about it differently. I don't think he's getting as much credit for influence for what he's doing. You know what I mean?
His influence is stemmed a lot more than people think and people know.
Absolutely.
Even like subconsciously, like I keep saying that, but like a lot of your influence, you don't really know it's actually like you're actually doing it. It's actually
just
happening.
from what you've taken in and how your brain reacts to it.
Exactly.
But yeah, Cardi is definitely
a lot of rappers too. Take bite from him and his flow all the time.
Fuck ASAP Rocky for stealing Cardi songs, by the way. As a side note. No, I mean ASAP Rocky's whatever. But no, that Cardi show is easily the rowdiest concert I've ever
Yeah,
been to.
that's what I love.
Yeah.
And that
And
I,
that's his brand. Like that's it, he does it like perfectly. Like you know what you're getting into with
Oh,
it.
yeah.
And he loves
Every time.
to promote that too. Like so.
the thing about him is what's crazy is his influence is so like deep, and the way he moves, like you don't see him tweet ever.
No, yo, okay. I was
Or
talking,
post, but when he tweets or when he posts a pic on Instagram, like something's about to happen,
Yeah.
like music's coming or something, and the kids go crazy.
Yeah, I was talking with my friend Noah about this. Like, I remember I hearing Broke Boy in like 2015 or whatever, and then I just lived off snippets for 2 years.
Oh my God.
And somehow he's still relevant, just
Yeah.
like off snippets. And then he dropped the self-titled album, and then it
Yeah.
like took off.
Crazy.
But like that.
He had kids fiending for that first tape. Like
The snippets.
I
Are,
lived on his SoundCloud till that.
yeah, absolutely. I remember he put out the like one image of like all the album cover was just tweets like, "Where's the tape at?
Yeah,
Where's the tape
that
at?
was
Where's
so.
the
When I
tape
saw
at?"
that was so genius.
Genius. Yeah. It's crazy how there's something about the being exclusive. Like that, I think a lot of artists don't do now because social media is so easy to promote yourself.
It's just the internet's so fast paced, and
it works
artists,
both ways. I think.
Artists feel rushed that they have to like
For sure.
constantly give their fans something so they stick
Because
around.
fans are begging for it
Yeah,
too.
they are.
People are like always wanting people to drop and drop and
Yeah,
drop. And
depending on who you are, but like sometimes in moderation is better. Even like not even in Playboy Cardi's case, like he's developed so much leverage and so much influence and so much attention.
Yeah.
Like and same with Uzi. It's the same way. Like just people are just waiting. Like
yeah.
like
Free-
it doesn't
free
matter. Like
Uzi.
people. I know free Uzi,
Free
but
Uzi.
like please, DJ Drama, free Uzi.
Yeah.
But like yeah, like people like those two, like that have developed so much leverage, like they don't gotta do anything.
Yeah.
Like even all the kids saying that they want to kill themselves because Uzi hasn't dropped music, like they're not gonna do that. Like they're gonna wait till and once
Yeah.
Uzi drops music, the whole world's gonna be great again.
Yeah,
Like
seriously. That's such a
It's still-
bummer. I mean, like, I understand, I guess, like, legality and this and that, yada, yada. I don't know the whole situation or anything, but, like,
No.
it's just, he was, like, on top of the world, on top of the game, like, easily.
it's not the last we're gonna hear of Uzi.
No,
bro.
no, absolutely not.
I
Like,
don't-
when he said he retired, like, you know how many rappers have retired?
Yeah.
Jay-Z's retired, like, 4 times
Yeah.
at this point. Like,
Brett Favre retired.
Brett Favre retired and came back.
You always come back.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. So let's talk a little bit more about Soul Serum. So, like we said earlier, it's a platform. It's music promotion. It's shows. It's interviews,
Yeah.
music videos, everything like that. What I'm curious about, because I've made some music videos before and this and that. But I'm curious, like how do you go into creating a show? Like, how do you go to get artists? How do you promote? Like, because I know some guy. I'm originally from Louisville, and I know some guys who do that in Louisville, and they're like doing an awesome job about it. But I'm curious though, from your side, from the business side of it, like
Yeah.
what goes into that? Like, how do you even start doing that
So like,
promotion?
I mean, we're kind of like a do-it-yourself type of like deal. Like we're doing this on our behalf and on our own. Like we're not going through like a different like booking agency or anything that's helping us do anything. Like we're really kind of just like doing it all on our own. And I mean, when we don't just like do shows just to do shows. We'll when we think it's time, like all right, like I think it's about time to do another show again.
Yeah.
And like we'll just like I like to put on like artists that we've worked with, obviously, and then get like
Yeah.
artists that could bring in more pool, like
Yeah.
headliners and shit. But I mean, when we're about to start getting ready for a show, obviously the first thing is like who are we gonna have on the lineup? Like we start reaching out to whoever we think like
And-
that we want to put it on a show, and that people that we think could pull people. Like we can pull people out ourselves just from our brand, but like it's important to have their fans, like
Yeah.
somebody that has people that can bring people
Absolutely, yeah.
in. And
Because I'm sure getting local artists or artists that you've worked with is not
no,
too tough.
That's the-
it's
like,
a
that's
text
the-
message. It's a DM.
exactly.
Or something like
that's
that.
that's
yeah.
the biggest part about throwing shows is the relationships you have with people.
Yeah.
And that's what I learned from this last show, with the Lucky show. like obviously I had Eli on, you know Eli, right? I had him opening, and it's obviously it's just a text. Like he's ready to perform anytime I hit him up. Like he wants to perform at every one of my shows.
Of
But
course.
I gotta be like selective. I can't just. I'm trying to like do shows and give everybody a chance to get on before like I'm 2 years into this to where I'm doing shows and they sell out every time. Like I want to like hit every artist everywhere I can, not just be like selective and like really exclusive with just Soul Serum artists.
I think that's a big part if you want to promote the culture of Cincinnati and everything too.
I'm trying to hit
just
every
have
area.
2 or 3 artists every time that you know are going to be there every time. You need to
to
bit.
the artists I've put on shows, they know that.
Yeah.
And I've communicated that with them. Like they know, like it's no hard feelings when I don't put them on the next show because they know what I'm trying to do.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I'm like you can't do the same shows every other weekend with the same artists and expect people just to come in every single time. Like you yourself as a platform and a brand got to grow and reach different markets, different artists, and eventually like that stuff will come full circle one day to where you're building a community. That's what I'm doing really, is essentially I'm building a community, a culture under my platform.
That's an interesting way to put it. I've never thought about it like that, but that's exactly.
And I'm trying to like direct them to my shows, obviously. Get them to emotionally invested into my brand, to buy merch, to just.
And I think that's
really
interesting.
Love our content.
That's the first time you brought up anything about money, was buying merch. Like this is obviously something that you're passionate about. Like just from like the conversation we've had and how you all put out content. I already knew that, but but I think that's a testament to your commitment, to your drive to building the culture, building the community.
I appreciate that. Like I mean, like I said, I told you before, like I've been a fan of like hip hop since far back as I can really remember, and then really like in like high school and college from going to shows and whatnot. I just really love it, and like the good parts of it. Like now that I'm on the music, like the business side of things, I could go into details about how like I think the music industry is kind of shady, and
of course,
and artists are shady and whatnot. But like I'm a firm believer in the law of attraction. Like what you put out is what you're going to receive, and the people like and the energy you give out is what you're going to get back.
Yeah.
And like what comes around goes around, and I think that this is something that wasn't just like it's not by chance. Like I was meant to do this. Yeah. And like I really could care less about the money right now. Yeah. Like
it's all about building at this point. It's like putting out a good product.
Exactly. Really. Exactly. And like I know the money will be there one day. You know, like it's just when any big entrepreneur or somebody that has their own business or of some sort that went against the rules, made their own rules, like and that have been really passionate and driven about it. Like you won't be successful if you're not passionate about it. Like you're not gonna get anywhere if you're not passionate and driven about it. Yeah. And anyone that's ever quote unquote made it, like they will say like the money will come later on. Like as long as you just keep working hard and follow your passion. Like, but at the same time, like you can't like let people finesse you out of your services or anything. Yeah. Like you should still be being reasonable with getting money and whatnot, but like and not just doing it solely because it's out of love. Like you got to be practical. It's important to be practical and self-aware
100%
of your business and how you're going about it with other artists and whatever services you may be doing. If people want to pay you to become on a podcast one day, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta be aware and know your worth.
Absolutely,
that's what it really is. Yeah. But at the end of the day, you're not gonna like want to be innovative and keep progressing if you're not passionate about it, right, man? Like I've had times where I've been so down and so like I'm like, man, I've had so much self-doubt. Like, I'm not.
Is it really worth it?
Is it really worth it? Yeah.
Like,
is it really worth it? Like, am I really supposed to be doing this? Like, where am I? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't have a plan B, bro. I don't. Like, this is it.
It's kind of a good sign, though. In a way,
I don't want a plan B. Like,
yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
This is it. Like, I think that like I talk to my girlfriend sometimes, and I'll just be down on myself. I'm like, what am I gonna do if this just flops and like?
There's no option.
Like, I'm just like. I never thought of a plan B. Like,
but I mean that kind of works in your favor though, because then you're like, well, if I don't have a plan B, if I don't have a second option, and this is my only option, then I'm zoning in. I'm honing in.
Yeah.
I'm putting it all into this avenue. You know what I
Every
mean?
single morning I wake up and I'm like, what do I gotta do today to
Yeah.
get shit accomplished and
Yeah.
keep moving forward?
Yeah.
I have it in my bio, keep moving forward. Like
Keep moving forward.
I have to.
Yeah.
I literally have no choice.
Yeah.
Like if I want to do this shit and I want to be like that brand and that platform for Cincinnati, Kentucky, Cincinnati, like Midwest artists that people, and eventually like I want artists to come to like they know, like artists out of town all over the country, they know when they're gonna come to a Soul Serum show in Cincinnati or wherever we're having, they know it's gonna be lit every single time.
Yeah.
They're looking forward to it, you know.
Yeah.
Like I'm not quite there yet, but like that's what we're working towards.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so how did you? I'll ask you just this one last question because we're starting to get to the time. But how do you build something like this? Like, how do you go from 0 followers to the amount of followers you have now? How do you get people at your show? Like, what is the promotion aspect to get new faces, new ears to like, you know, see and hear Soul Serum?
It starts with like the people you surround yourself with and the team, the company and the team that you like go into business with. Like when I first started, I had the same exact questions. Like, how do these different platforms get all of these, like, so many followers, so many people coming to their shows, they're selling out every show, like this and that, like they're getting millions of views on their YouTube videos, their merch sells out in a minute, 2 minutes. I'm like, how do they get to that point?
Yeah.
And I'm asking myself that. I still kind of, I mean, I don't necessarily ask myself that as much nowadays. I just keep my head down and just keep working.
Yeah.
But I don't
mean,
know.
in
It's
the
just
beginning,
it starts with your
a year
team.
ago today.
Yeah.
Like, how are you working towards making this a thing?
It's just like you gotta. It starts with you. It starts with the team you around you. Like that's where it starts.
Yeah.
And it starts with you. It's just like any other like business, and you leading another group of people. It's like you gotta have a vision. Like you gotta have a clear, clean-cut vision. Like what do you want to get accomplished? Like what are we striving towards every single day? Like and I like my big goal one day is I want to throw a music festival here in Cincinnati. Like that's my biggest goal is to throw a music festival, and I'm always thinking towards that every single day. And then it turns into different goals. Like it's just like you gotta write all your goals down. Like you gotta be like honest about your goals.
No, you have to have like you said,
you
a
have
clean
to.
cut
Like a lot of
vision.
kids want to start their little brands and then they want to start a podcast and start things, but like you said before, like they just want to bullshit with their friends and like just do whatever. It's like you're not gonna like you're gonna find out. You're gonna find out quick that like it's a lot. Doing any kind of anything entrepreneurial is so much harder than you really think it is.
Absolutely.
I'm only a year into this, a little over a year into this. And it's like we've failed and we've had a lot of like times where we had to step back and like shortcomings and shit, but we've gotten through them all to this point.
Yeah.
And like to answer your question, it's like I said, it starts with you gotta bring people into your team that are really invested into your brand emotionally, want to see everybody in the group win, the whole team as a whole, and are people that are knowledgeable about what you're doing and they can influence others.
Yes.
And that's how it starts.
Yeah.
And that's how you can bring that first crowd of people in to buy 20 shirts, to buy 50 tickets to your first show, to get 500 views on a video.
Yeah.
And it kind of just like stems off from there. And then it also starts with networking and just
absolutely
like just really just knowing how to talk to people and knowing how to connect with people without being an idiot or a bozo or coming off of like as a dick with a big having like a big ego, just being like a real genuine person. Like I said, you are what you give off. Like
absolutely.
At the end of the day, if you're like a good genuine person and you come off that way, like that same person is gonna want. It's all about developing those relationships. Like I have a merchandiser or a warehouse, a manufacturer out in LA that does all my merch. And I literally all we do is send them the designs. They print off the shirts. They do all the production, put them in bags. They just ship it to us and they put it on our front porch. And it took me a year to get that connection, develop that relationship. But and then last thing to like that brings me to like my last thing is like to answer that question, to get people really to like buy into you is it's all about bringing the best high quality product.
That's a very good point.
If you have the best, like if you have the best artists that come to your shows, and you know you have the best DJs coming in, like you give the people an experience, like you have sick visuals, you have stuff over the walls, sick ass lights, like they know it's more than just you coming up and you're just watching somebody rap. Like, it's just more. It's more than that, and it's different kind of energy.
Yeah, people can care about you, but if you don't give them something to latch onto and really like feel like they actually care about, then who gives a shit?
Exactly. That's what it's all about, and it's all about getting people emotionally invested into your brand. It's all
they
about
have to feel it in their chest. You know what I mean?
That's what I think kind of separates us from like other brands. I don't want to say just around here, but like really like in general. Like I think like just like our logo, the colors that we have, like and everything that we give off.
You all
it's
have
real,
a very specific brand.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say that.
And
I was scrolling through your Instagram yesterday through the Soul Serum one, and I was like, "Yo, it's just all purple."
Yeah,
which is good. It's a recognizable thing. Like it is your all's image. It's your tone. It's your voice.
Exactly.
That. Yeah.
I'm trying to get more to the point where like every brand has like a face.
Yeah.
You know, like somebody like you got
spokesperson.
Somebody that's just like the face of a brand. Like No Jumper, you got Album 22, Lyrical Lemonade, Cole Bennett, like Apple, Steve Jobs, like everybody, like all big time brands have that face. I'm trying to get more like getting my face out there, trying to find more ways to like get us in front of a camera or doing certain things, like me coming out on my show and trying to like be more of that thing. So like that's how you like grow your brand and be more confident in your like brand and whatnot. I'm trying to get to like that point but like I don't know. I feel like when people tell me when they see me, like they like just they see Soul Serum, they see purple. Yeah. Like that's what people tell me. Like
that's a good feeling.
That's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Like there's not a lot of people that have that when they see me. They don't have like their brand like as a reflection of them. That's what it really is at the end of the day. Like if you're trying to do anything like a brand or like anything like what we're doing, like it's got to be a reflection of yourself. Like it's got to be like if you wouldn't buy it, if you wouldn't wear it, if you wouldn't listen to it, if you wouldn't go to the show, then why are you doing it? Like
that's true. Hey, I used to not understand rappers listening to their own music until I started making podcasts, and then I started listening to my own podcast, and I was like, damn, well, I mean, I fuck with it. Like I have to be a fan of this before anybody else can be a fan of it.
That's how you become more confident.
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember like the first couple drops of merch, I'm just like iffy on it. I'm just like, man, I know it could be better than this. And the show, every single show, I'm just like, you said like the show looked like it was a huge turnout, and I'm just thinking like dude, it could have been bigger. It could have been way better. Like after the show, I was kind of like down on myself. I'm just like, man, like not as many, like because I have this huge vision. I'm in the shower just like thinking of how the show is gonna go. It's like, oh yeah, sold out show, kids going crazy, people crowd surfing and stuff. And I just have this big vision in my head. That I just have such high expectations for myself.
Which is good though. That's good. That's
it's
how you
good.
gotta
It's
be.
good. It's good. But it's like I get let down when it's not what I picture it. But once I have what's in my head and it really happens in real life, that's when I know I'm just like, dude, like we're doing this. Like we're doing it. Like we're gonna go crazy now. I'm working towards that point. And once I get that like wow moment, like dude, like this is the feeling I've been waiting for. Like I can't wait.
All right, we're about at time here. So is there anything you want to plug? Anything, promote anything, or is there anything that you haven't said already that you would like to let everybody know? That's like honestly the best question.
Okay.
Like
I don't know who's watching this, but you are. If you are, don't let anybody tell you can't do anything. Go after your dreams. Chase your passions. At least try it and taste it while you're young.
Absolutely.
All of us are really young at this point. I'm 23 years old and I'm still young as shit. Realistically, you could do your passions till you're 30 years old and still be young as shit, and you can still pick up and still have a successful life. Just whatever you have somewhat interest in, go for it. Try to do it, taste things, and live your best life.
That's a very inspiring note to go out on. I also every week I end the podcast with a hot take. With like last week I said Blueface won't be famous in a year, and now look, and I fuck with Blueface, but I just don't like. I don't know.
I saw
if he could
I saw
sustain it.
Blueface in concert like in January, I think.
How was
2
it?
months ago. I fuck with Blueface.
Dude, I like
I saw
Blueface.
Blueface and YNW Melly 3 weeks before he went to
very
jail.
exclusive.
I
very
love Melly, bro.
exclusive concert.
Free Melly.
Free Melly. It's not looking too good for him, but
Yeah, I
free
know.
Melly though. Shit. I should have thought about my hot take before this.
My hot take.
Oh yeah. If you got one, go for it.
Oh, what's my hot take?
It's tough when you haven't thought about it. I might have to use my phone to cross-reference real quick.
What's my hot take?
Oh, I do. All right. Okay, I got one. I got my hot take. As much as I don't want to say it, I think when Bobby Shmurda gets released, he's gonna make some trash music.
It's been too long.
It's been too long,
Yeah,
right?
He hasn't
Like,
been in the culture. Like,
I hope it's fire. I truthfully
Yeah.
do. But I think when he gets out of jail, he's gonna drop some straight garbage.
yeah, we'll see.
I hope he. Hey, prove me wrong, Bobby. But that's my hot take for the week, though.
My hot take. A year from now, the biggest rapper out of Atlanta is gonna be Lil Keed.
Yeah.
You know who Lil Keed
Yeah.
is? Lil Keed is gonna 2019. Lil Keed is gonna have a come up like Gunna did in 2018.
That's a fire take. That's a good take. Tanner, I appreciate it, man. Very inspiring conversation.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for listening this week. Yeah, that's all I got. Later.